Hey guys, welcome to the Firearm Patriot channel. I'm Russ, and today I'm going to be taking a look at this 1892 Alaskan Takedown lever action chamber for the 357 Magnum. Now this comes to me from Taylor's & Company out of Winchester, Virginia, and I just so happen to be in the Virginia mountains today. And so this gun is actually made for Taylor's by Chiappa. They're better known for manufacturing the Rhino revolver, which is a very good quality gun. Now, I haven't had a lot of experience with their firearms, so I didn't know what to expect, but so far a very good quality gun here. Now this also comes in the 44 Magnum, and that's probably what I would get if I was in Alaska, but here in the East Coast, 357 will take care of most things that you need it to take care of. Plus the ammo is a little bit cheaper, and we all know the ammo is pretty expensive today. To my knowledge, Chiappa is the only company that makes a takedown lever action gun. Now you can get some custom shops to make them into takedown lever actions if they're not already, but that's very expensive. This gun is all metal. It's got a matted chrome finish, and of course chrome is a great thing for firearms because it's very non-corrosive, and it will protect the gun for a long period of time. So that's a very good finish for it. It is matted, so there's no glare on it. You do have a wood forearm and a wood stock. Now they are covered in this rubber coating, which feels really good. It's easy to get a good grip on it and purchase. You have a buttstock on here, and this has been done by hand. You can tell there's a lot of attention to detail on this gun. You can see a little bit of engraving there on the side. Even the screws on the gun are blacked out. Now, as far as sights go, it's got Skinner sights on it. You can kind of see the sight there. Little round hole and a very nice fiber optic sight. Now on this, the injection occurs at the top, so they actually have a Picatinny rail, so if you want to mount a scope or some kind of optic on there, you can do that. Now the 357 Magnum, it says that they hold 7 rounds in the feeding tube. I've been able to get 8 in there without any kind of problems, and also 38 specials can be shot in this, and I've gotten 8 rounds in that. Trigger wise, we're looking at a 4-pound trigger. Kind of give you an idea here. Again, we're dealing with an unloaded gun, very minimum break. Not a bad trigger at all. Pretty impressed with the trigger, and of course it's been a metal gun. If you want to have somebody work on the trigger, that's very easy to do. It has an octagon barrel. You can see that, very heavy barrel. Gun weighs in right at 7 pounds. But overall, the fit and finish on it is very, very good. Now this is a 130-year-old design, still being produced not only by Chiappa, by other manufacturers as well. So it's really designed for pistol calibers. Again, this one's 357 Magnum, which a little bit about that round. When it came out, it was the most powerful handgun round at that time. And so it's still a very capable round for hunting, especially small game. You can even hunt a little bit bigger game with it as well. Just have to watch your distances and where you make your shots at. But very impressed with it. Let's go ahead and show you real quick how to take it down. You've got your feeding tube here. It's got a flip up there, and it's going to rotate counterclockwise. Now before you can do it, you do have to have the lever completely open. Then we're going to come down here, we're just going to twist it counterclockwise until you don't feel any more resistance. Okay, and you can pull that out all the way if you want to. We're going to do that just for ease of showing on the video. And now you got to just turn this. Comes right off, simple as that. The total length of the gun is really 34 inches, so it's not very long even put together. You've got this 16-inch barrel. Again, this octagonal barrel, very thick barrel, very good barrel. Really like these sights. That fiber optic sight on there really pops out. So we'll go ahead and put that back together. You just kind of put it in there and rotate it clockwise. You go ahead and take your feeding tube, slide it right down in there, tighten that up till you can't tighten it anymore. One more time here. Okay, and there you go. Put that down. Again, trigger, very good trigger. You can kind of see that 4-pound trigger on it. Pretty impressed with the trigger. course, your ejection comes out at the top, and you've got a rail here that they've put on there to solve the scope issue and problem with that. Got blacked out screws on this. There's just a lot of attention to detail. Now the loop here on the lever is pretty big. It's no problem getting gloves in it. Of course, that's why it's called the Alaskan, so you can get a big glove in it. Some people, you know, may not like it. Some people may like it smaller. Some people may like it bigger, but it seems adequate. There's no problem with working the action. Action's fairly smooth on the gun. Very common with what I see on these 1892. So let's get to shooting this thing, and then we'll talk a little bit about recoil and how it shoots and those sorts of things. Okay, real quick too, I want to thank Black Hills Ammunition for supplying me with some ammo today that I'm shooting. They make great ammo, particularly for, you know, calibers that you don't see a lot, particularly the older guns. So let's go ahead and get to shooting this. We're shooting some 38 rounds in it first. Let's see how it does. Okay, and so as you can see, ejects really well, no kind of problems with that. It's easy to stay on target. We'll go ahead and turn around and look at the targets here in a little bit through some steel targets here, but so far pretty impressed, and it functions very well. Works pretty smooth. Of course, I've been shooting some 38s in it, not moved up to 357 Magnums. You know, one thing about this bull barrel, it gets a little warm, but not really that hot. Overall, been pretty impressed. So let's go ahead and move to 357 Magnums. Okay guys, so far I've been very impressed with the 1892 Alaskan. It handles the 357 Magnums without any trouble. In fact, it actually prefers those. If you're shooting 38s in it, you got to be especially careful not to short stroke it because it won't pick it up and put it in. But with the 357 Magnums, we had no issues with that, and there were no issues really with the 38s unless I was a little short again on the stroke of the lever. So you want to make sure you don't do that. You know, this thing comes in right around $17.05, so it's a fairly expensive gun, but again, only you know, this is the only company that makes a takedown lever action. So if you want a takedown lever action, you're gonna have to have it custom done if you don't get it through Chiappa. And you know, this you know, really represents excellent value when you consider this is an all steel wood gun. I mean, if you look at what people pay for race guns for USPSA or even custom 1911s, you know, $1,700 is still reasonably cheap, although everything you know, continues to go up as inflation goes up. But overall, very impressed with this gun. So go ahead and check this lever action out over there at Taylor's and Company. They're a great cowboy gun company, and again, they have a selection of other guns as well. And I'm very appreciative of them sending it to us. And with that being said, this is the Firearm Patriot. Till next time, God bless America.